Yeah. Hi. Well, we just moved here and there's no time for a housewarming party because I've got to get this room downstairs turned into a fully functioning production facility. So I thought I would show you what I'm challenged with and how I'm going to go about turning that challenge into some kind of opportunity or solution. Truthfully, problems are either an excuse or an opportunity. It's easy to say, it's harder to do. Let's see what I can do here. So come on this way and follow me down the steps. The first thing that happened when we picked this house out was we took a close look at the location of the house. This house is on the western side of San Francisco, a couple blocks from the ocean, which means we're in a neighborhood where people are not commuting from one side of the city to the other. When people come to this side of the city, they're usually coming home. All this points to the fact that this is a very easy place to live in with a whole lot of low residual noise happening around here. I don't hear sirens on a daily. I don't hear jets traveling, bus traffic, commuter cable cars, and all that kind of stuff that San Francisco is famous for. Now that brings us to this space. These houses in San Francisco often have what's called an in-law unit inside of them, okay? And this means that, family members are coming to live with other members of the family, so it's fully equipped. This is the space we decided to use to turn into a studio. And now I have to treat it, and I have to deal with some challenges here about echoes, sound building up in corners of the room, and that kind of stuff. Let me show you what I have to do. First of all, this room's about 30 feet long. And in a situation like this, you always want to position your equipment about a third of the way from the front wall back this way. I'm a little bit deeper in there than I want to be right now, but I'm going to have to fix that. And then, of course, the elephant in the room. This is a stove, a top range, and a sink. This is coming out, and then I'm going to have the carpenter do a piece of finish topping over top of this whole thing so I can actually use this as a work area. Now, these cabinets, that brings us to this part of the story. This was the one thing I wasn't sure what I was going to do about. Then I got to thinking about this. What is a bass cabinet? A bass trap, really? Well, it's a frame with a whole lot of foam of a certain variety inside of it, usually rock wool. So what I'm going to do is take the doors off of these cabinets, stuff these cabinets with rock wool, and then I'm going to use some more of my famous Owens Corning 703 for coverings, which is standard music studio stuff. Turn around and I'll show you what these pads look like. These pads are basically pieces of fiberglass insulation, Owens Corning 703. You can buy them by the box, usually 5 or 6 pads to a box, okay? And then you treat them and you wrap them nicely with some kind of a cool fabric and you mount them to the walls. They come with clips and everything like that. But I'll show you my biggest challenge of all. And I'm going to call this the Bermuda Triangle of noise back here. Bass frequencies have the feature of pulling in the corners of a room. I'm not exactly sure what the physics is behind that, but when you listen to sound in a room, walk towards the corners and you'll notice the bass starts to thump. That's the reasoning I'm having a problem right in here. Not only do I have this cabinet, I've got a corner, and that is either granite or marble. I'm assuming it's granite. And then I have this window cavity over here. So again, the doors are going to come off here. That's going to become a bass cabinet. And I'm going to extend the foam the whole way down here and stuff that with 703. The doors are coming off the bottom, and that's going to become a bass cabinet, eating the bass frequencies, bass traps. And then, of course, this back window box down here is going to have one layer of cardboard placed on the outer side of it, facing that way, and then on the inside of it, it's going to be stuffed with rock wool and then covered with these, which will be cut to fit. And then we have this room over here. This room's going to be an isolation chamber. Now, you probably notice if you step this way, even the sound of my voice, even from this simple iPhone microphone, is probably starting to change. That's because you're hearing more reflections happen here. This room is going to look like the proverbial padded room at the asylum. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to put drums inside of here. I'm going to try to push it. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off or not, but I've actually got an incredible cellist that I work with by the name of Jonah Kim. I'm going to get this room treated so that I can actually get some decent, solid quality recordings in here and then use my skills in front of the production desk to take it from there, okay? one other thing. That's a bathroom back there, which has doors. One this way. Couple of strange anomalies in this place is two things. Stop right there. You'll notice that's open right there, and this is also open, and that's the underside of a staircase back there, and that goes back about 12 feet, and it doesn't even, the stairs don't even start to come down till about 7 feet back there. I know the camera's probably deceiving you a little bit, but I'm going to turn this into a vocal isolation chamber so I can start working with vocalists on these big film scoring sounding things that I want to get into doing. So there's a lot to do here, and a situation like this, sometimes you don't even know where to start. But thanks to the help of some coaches and everything, I've learned some smarter moves, and I'm going to start with the biggest result items that are easiest to do on the list, and that's going to be that Bermuda Triangle corner back there in the back of the room. So this is the before, kind of, it's actually the before is none of this was in here. I just got the basic setup going so I can get to work. And I'll show you the after in the days to come. Maybe even add a little bit of lighting for aesthetic in here. Make this place cool.